we know that there are many colonized countries, yeah, where the colonizers' language is still widely spoken until today, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for example, like many Singaporeans speak English because it was colonized by the British, right?
Yes.
Malaysia as well,
Yeah.
yeah, like that. And also, in the Philippines, English is widely spoken. And also in Algeria, yeah? You know?
Yeah, they
Algeria?
speak French there. Yeah,
Yeah, they
people still speak French.
Speak French
Yeah.
because it was colonized by the French, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it. So, what about in Indonesia? Indonesia was colonized by the Dutch, but many people don't speak Dutch, you know? Right. What do you think? Why? Why do you think?
Well, it is because the Dutch were not interested in building especially in the beginning. The Dutch were only interested in making a profit. They were not interested in building an empire. And they reckoned it's cheaper for a handful of merchants to learn the local language than for all of the population to learn Dutch. It's much cheaper if the rulers learn the language of the people that they need to rule than the other way around.
Oh,
And the
okay.
other factor that is a really important...
Sorry to interrupt. Why was it cheaper?
Well,
If the situation was reversed, yeah, the local
yeah,
had to study the
Dutch.
colonizer language Dutch, would it have been more expensive?
definitely, because already at that time, this, especially Java, was a very populated area. They would have needed hundreds of teachers.
Oh yeah, I see.
So it was much cheaper just to learn the local language.
Wow. Sorry, I mean, yeah, you are like really calculated everything, yeah, in the past. I mean,
Definitely.
that
But
also-
the other thing is that
yeah.
here in Indonesia, most people in school, they learn bahasa Indonesia, right? And at home, they speak another language.
Yeah.
And the same was already before the Dutch colonized. Because Indonesia is an island nation. Indonesia for thousands of years has traded.
Yeah.
And there was already a language that was used from the Philippines all the way to East Africa for everybody who was trading, and that was Malay.
Yeah.
So for the Dutch, it was much easier to use the language that everybody already knew if they had to get in touch with other people. So that's basically why Malay was in the Dutch colonial times the language that was mostly used for contact with for everything. And that's why there were in the 19th century, there were books, there were even newspapers in Malays. And of course, then the people who started the struggle for independence of Indonesia, they kind of took that language of contact and elevated it to a national language by adding more sophistication to it.
Right.
But basically, the function of Bahasa Indonesia at the moment is the same as Malays in colonial times. It is the language that unites everyone. Malay was not just spoken in Indonesia, it was also spoken in coastal towns in the Philippines, Malaysia, of course, Malaysia, but also on the Indian coast, Sri Lanka, all the way to East Africa. Because in African languages, there are some words that are Malay.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like, do you know what the South African word for banana is?
No, I don't.
Pisang.
Oh yeah, the same, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I just find out that really Africans speak Malay in some parts of Africa. Some.
East Africa,
East Africa.
and that has been going on for thousands of years. Even before the Common Era, there was so much trade by the Arab traders and by the Bugis traders. They went everywhere.
Okay. Right, Mrs. Anneke, so what is the conclusion here? Can you make it short?
Okay, so the reason basically first why the Dutch didn't oppose their language on Indonesia was simply cost. It was much cheaper to learn the local language. And then in the 19th century, late 19th century, early 20th century, they start the ethical policy, ethische politiek, and that's when they started to open schools that taught in Dutch. So all the leaders of the nation, First Nation, like Sukarno, he was fluent in Dutch.
Right, at the time, you were saying that the opposite way, yeah? I mean,
Yeah.
the Dutch people learned Indonesian language, not Indonesian people learned Dutch at the time.
Exactly.
So at the time, really, there were many Dutch understood Indonesian language. They spoke Indonesian language.
The Dutch that came to Indonesia, even in the early 20th century, like my grandma's brother moved to Balikpapan. But before he went to Indonesia, he had to learn Indonesian. Our University of Leiden, for like 200 years already, has professors that teach Indonesian languages.